All right, let's get right into it. For what feels like forever, the name of the game in business was just grow. Bigger is better, right? Well, the game has totally changed. We're in a new era now where the smartest companies aren't just expanding, they're getting leaner, faster, and way more efficient. Today, we're going to break down how this obsession with efficiency is completely reshaping how businesses run, all thanks to a huge shift in how we look at technology and money. I mean, you've all seen the headlines, right? Huge layoffs at places like Amazon, Microsoft, UPS. It's really easy to just see that and think, oh, it's just a temporary downturn. But what's really happening here is much, much bigger. This isn't just a blip on the radar. It's a massive market correction. All that extra capacity built up during the boom years, it's being cleared out. The age of growth at all costs is, without a doubt, over. And all of that has led to what you could call the squeeze. It's hitting companies from two sides. On one hand, you've got your operating costs just climbing and climbing. Inflation, complexity, you name it. And on the other hand, people are spending less. Consumer confidence is at its lowest point in years. So this intense pressure is forcing companies to slam the brakes on expansion and shift into straight-up survival mode. Even the head of AWS said it. Customers are doing some serious belt-tightening. So this pressure, it's forced a complete pivot away from the old playbook. And to really get it, let's look at the story of two different eras inside one of the biggest companies on the planet. Just look at this slide. It couldn't be clearer. On the left, you've got the Bezos era. That was all about unchecked growth, right? Building massive warehouses, hiring hundreds of thousands of people. It was all about getting bigger. But on the right, you have the Jassy era, and it's a completely different story. Cutting bureaucracy, targeted reductions, getting lean. The goal isn't just growth anymore. It's smart, efficient, sustainable operations. The entire focus has shifted from expanding to simplifying. And this quote from an AWS VP just nails the new mindset. It's not about trying to do more work with fewer people. That's a recipe for burnout. No, it's about fundamentally changing the work itself. The key is using technology to simplify and automate so you can zero in on the things that actually make a difference to your customers and your bottom line. And this is a really critical point to get. The layoffs, they're not the end goal. They are a tough but necessary move to free up cash. You can see the flow here. Money is being pulled away from bloated, human-heavy processes, and it's being poured directly into strategic bets on AI and automation. It's about completely retooling the engine of the company for this new reality. Okay, so if efficiency is the goal, how do we get there? Well, first, we've got to talk about why the old way of doing things is just a total dead end. For years, when a company had a problem, they just throw services at it. And that model, it's fundamentally broken. You know the drill with the old services approach. It's all about bringing in teams of people to do manual audits. The problem is, it's always reactive. It's like driving by only looking in the rearview mirror. You only find out about a problem long after it's happened. Plus, it's a huge drain on resources, relying on expensive people to constantly put out fires that shouldn't have started in the first place. And this right here, this brings us to a critical truth. Just cutting people doesn't solve the real issue. Think about it. If you have a leaky pipe, firing the person who's mopping the floor doesn't fix the leak, right? Simple layoffs just mean you can't produce as much. They do absolutely nothing to fix the underlying structural waste that's bleeding you dry. Okay, so we've seen the problem. We need a whole new playbook. We need a complete paradigm shift, moving away from fixing problems after the fact and toward preventing them entirely. This is the big move from selling services to delivering automated, AI-powered results. Let's break this down. On the left, you've got the old way, reactive, human-driven, and always playing catch-up. But on the right, that's the new model, AI FinOps. Now, FinOps just stands for financial operations. And it's all about using automated, predictive AI to directly improve your company's financial health. So you're not just getting advice anymore, you're getting actual automated cost-saving results. And this shift totally changes the value proposition. Something that used to be seen as a total headache, an add-on cost center that was just repetitive and wasteful, well, now it's a core competitive advantage. When you use AI to handle your financial operations, you turn cost management into a profit-generating sweet spot for your whole company. And this is way bigger than just saving a few bucks internally. Once you build this efficiency engine, it becomes this incredibly powerful strategic tool. It's not just about how you run your business at home. It's about how you can expand and win anywhere in the world. So how do you actually build it? The big idea here is something called shifting left. Instead of waiting until the end of the month to look at a bill, which is basically a rescue mission, you embed cost awareness into the very beginning of the process. It has to become part of your engineering DNA, baked right into the architecture and development from day one. The engine for this strategy really has two key parts that work together. Think of it like this. FinOps is the how. It's about allocating your resources to get the absolute maximum value. And Cloud Financial Management, or CFM, that's the what. It gives you the crystal clear visibility and control you need to make those smart decisions. Together, they act like two perfectly meshed gears, driving down costs while pushing performance up.
And this is where it gets really strategic. This efficiency engine is absolutely critical if you want to expand globally. Take a high-growth market like Indonesia, for example, with its big push into new energy. Well, AI FinOps can help manage the massive cloud costs for those green projects. Or look at Argentina, which is booming in lithium mining and fintech. AI FinOps can optimize all the data processing involved, which means you get a much better return on those huge investments.
But going global today is complicated. We're in this new decoupling era, so a modern AI FinOps strategy has to be built for a world with multiple power centers. Your solutions can't be tied to just one geopolitical side. They've got to be flexible enough to adapt to different national rules, like data privacy laws. The real goal is to build a no-enemy system that lets you operate efficiently pretty much anywhere.
So the mandate here is crystal clear. It's time to act and to invest in your own future. Let's lay out the action plan.
So what can you actually do tomorrow? It really boils down to these three simple steps. First, stop thinking in terms of simple layoffs and start doing a real structural overhaul of your processes. Second, make a conscious choice to move your money away from that old reactive services model and invest it in automated AI-driven results. And third, you need to get FinOps and CFM tools in place immediately. You can't manage what you can't see. Look, there's a lot of pressure out there right now, but that pressure also creates a massive opportunity. It's like the old saying goes, a crisis is a terrible thing to waste. This is the perfect moment to make those bold changes that will set your business up for the next decade. And this is the payoff. This is what it's all for. Over time, as you get smarter, your costs and even your headcount can strategically go down, while your ability to innovate and your overall impact shoot through the roof. With AI FinOps, you get real financial health without ever having to sacrifice the innovation that's going to drive your future. You get lighter, faster, and a whole lot stronger. So that leaves us with one final thought for you to take away. The era of growth at all costs is over. The squeeze is real. And the question you have to ask yourself is this: is your organization just built to survive this new reality? Or is it being actively engineered to thrive by making efficiency its new engine for growth?